There is some fixing to be fixed, and having those type of values and mores about yourself, those probably be the first things that gotta come out in order for these kids to feel whole again and feel like what, I'm here to work for you, coach.
How important, Lamont, do you think it is in this day and age with now not only the ability for coaches to leave, but the ability for players to leave as well? How important do you think it is to have that continuity that a potential hire like Brent Brennan could bring? Somebody that might be invested in this community and want to stick around for 7 to 10 years or so.
Well, I think that's very important as far as on a fan perspective and alumni perspective. I mean, we want somebody who wants to embrace this community and want to be a part of the community, and walking out and you can go to a restaurant and you see him and his family there. I mean, those are the things you want. I mean, those are the things you want to see, and those are the things that, I mean, you're cheer for a person that has that type of personality. But the shameful thing is the game itself has changed that. And I'm not saying the new coach by any fashion is going to be hopping or looking for that next opportunity. But the simple thing is, if he does win 12 games, those that got bigger dollars than this may come out to get him. At that point in time, and he got to look for his family and look out for his family. And I think if that's the landscape of the game, that's the landscape of this business, I think everybody needs to be transparent and truthful in regards to that. Ain't no wrong with saying, hey, I'm here for the long haul, but you know what? I got to be real with myself and my family. If there's something upcoming, I got to look at that and put it out there front and center. I mean, I think we deserve that as far as ticket holders and fans here in this community. But no one's going to ever do that. No one's going to ever do that. They're going to say, give that one answer that we all want to hear. He's a community guy. He's here for the long haul and all these different things. But, I mean, I hope and pray that that's the case with our new coach. I hope and pray that because, I mean, Tucson is starving for that. We need that. I mean, we need to get back to the Dick Tomey ways of things and be able to know that, we got a stability and a coaching staff and the kids too, man. I mean, I'm so crazy with this transfer portal stuff that, I mean, we're, the old days of coming to a place and giving your commitment
Yeah.
and wanting to stay at a place and create your own legacy. Okay? How can you create your legacy when you're gone, here 1 year, gone another? You can't do that. People don't even know you. Once you leave the university, and half of these kids think they playing on Sunday, you're not going to play on Sunday. So have something that you can look back on as far as 4 years of true college that belongs to you. And you know that you can go back to your university and people still recognize you at your university. But 90% of these kids, they don't know who they are. Won't even know who they are. What block do you have on your chest? I'm sorry. I got my block A, and it's always going to be on my chest. And I'm some of these kids, shame on you if you think you want to, jump just because somebody else left. That's not a reason to jump. You committed, stay committed, and help this situation out.
Yeah, I mean it's sad to think that you leave a school. I mean, what are you going to go to? I mean, I think about a guy like Dorian Singer. I mean, he was here, he went to USC, that didn't work out. Now Utah, like where's he going to go in 20 years? What school is he going back to in 20 years to be celebrated because it'll only be one season at Utah?
Right, exactly. And not only that, Dave, but who wants to hire a person like that?
Yeah.
You're not playing on Sunday. Who wants to hire a person like that? I mean, if I'm hiring somebody, the first thing I'm going to look at your resume and see if you're a job hopper. And if you're a job hopper and you're not showing me your loyalty, I don't need you. I don't need you because loyalty to me is thick and thin. It's the greatest thing that we can have as a human being. But we're right now we're giving these kids excuses in life not to be successful. We're teaching them to be failures because we open the door so you can leave whenever you want to leave. If the coach look at you the wrong way, get the heck out of here. And that's not what's going on now, but that is happening throughout the landscape of college football. I'm sorry, if you put your name on that line, stick to it. Just because somebody is better than you, stay in the weight room, stay out after practice, and get better so you can get on the field.
Absolutely.
Create your
Competition.
own opportunity versus somebody else to you.
Competition makes makes a football player great.
Exactly.
But that's
and I'm sure this new coach is he's gonna preach that and and I think hopefully these kids can rally around this and he can get there and put his arms around them and say, you know what, it's a new era, new time, but you know what you guys did last year, I'm proud of. So now it's up to me to hitch myself to your wagon. But give me the opportunity. Let's all stay together because you did something magical here. You won 10 games.
Yeah.
Come on now. You won 10 games on both sides of the ball. So let's stay intact and let's do something magical here that hasn't been done in quite a while at this university.
Lamont, we always appreciate your outstanding thoughts on everything that has to do with Arizona football. We will talk to you again here in the near future.
All right, my friend. Well, God bless you guys, and let's see what our new coach brings to us, and I can't wait to meet him.
Absolutely. Happy New Year to you, Lamont.
All right. God bless you.
Lamont Hundley, U of A linebacker, 1984. Always bringing great thoughts to the program here. All right, 520-848-1290. Again, we're only with you till 5:30 today. We've got the Adia Barnes Show coming up. You hear that every Tuesday right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. The ladies have 2 more road games coming up this week. They will play at Washington on Friday night. You'll hear that game right here, 7:45. Coverage begins with Derek Palmer, and then they will play at Washington State on Sunday. You will also hear that game here on Wildcats Radio 1290. I believe that is a 1 o'clock start on Sunday, which means our coverage will be at 12:45. And then the plan is to have NFL football. We will have the entirety of the second divisional game on Sunday for you, Kansas City at Buffalo. That's the big one. That's the one everybody is looking forward to this weekend. We will have that game for you right here with coverage beginning at 4:30 on Sunday. Also, the plan right now is to join in progress on Saturday evening after our coverage of Arizona basketball against UCLA, the Green Bay at San Francisco, the NFC divisional playoff. That plan is to join that game in progress after our post-game show on Saturday night. 520-848-1290 is the number to call and text. Don't forget to download the app. In fact, text app to 520-848-1290. I'll send you a link so you can download the app. We've got a story right now up. Several stories on Brian, ding, 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 ding. That's 3. Brent Brennan's decision to take over the head football coaching job here at the University of Arizona. Also, coverage of the Suns win over the weekend. In fact, the Suns are back in action tonight, as well as the Coyotes. Everybody is in action in terms of our professional teams here tonight, as well as the MLK Classic. Got down there yesterday, saw some great high school basketball. Had a chance to see a number of teams, Desert Christian and Benson on the boys' side, Choya and Desert View on the girls' side. We've got coverage from that event on our website as well. It's DK on the Sports Tip. J-Dub's here, Cricket's here, getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Westbound I-10 near 22nd Street, a collision and a spill containment. Fire crews doing washdown and cleanup. Westbound side of I-10 near 22nd Street, stay left to get by and expect backups. Crashes on our surface streets clearing Thornydale north of Cortero and also Grant Road and Alvernon. 43 the low and clear skies, 72 and sunny tomorrow, and 67 now. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Shop the closeout event now at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Valid 1/4/24 to 1/24/24. Selection varies by location while supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
Just
This is Jim Rome with your Rome Report. The Eagles certainly are not closers. In fact, I would even say they're not openers either. They're no-showers. No-showers who no-showed their way through the last 8 weeks of the regular season and then capped it by no-showing last night right out of the playoffs. The word implosion is not nearly strong enough to describe this implosion, this catastrophic meltdown. This is one of the worst team collapses we have ever seen, period, full stop. Books should and will be written about this meltdown, and they're going to make those books part of the Philly public school curriculum so future generations of battery truckers will know exactly what a fraudulent, choking team looks like. And where did it all go so wrong? Tough to pinpoint, but I know this. No sooner than Nick Sirianni was talking all that junk to Chiefs fans after beating Kansas City, they proceeded to go 2-6.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast. With a buck here, buck there. Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-Do.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews, but now we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle the rest of your project from start to finish. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's A-N-G-I, or download the app today.
This season, the Cats will take on the Bruins, the Ducks, the Trojans, the Beavers, the Utes, the Buffs, the Huskies, the Cougs, the Cardinal, the Bears, and the School up north on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Here's an important message from University Termite and Pest Control. The weather is getting cooler here, and so rodents will be seeking alternative housing. Do you need a professional? Call University Termite and Pest Control, 886-4146. They've been serving Tucson since 1974. You can be assured University Termite and Pest Control will keep you pest-free using the most responsible products and application methods. 28 school districts, 3 hospitals, 2 colleges, 1 university, and thousands of homeowners trust University Termite and Pest Control. You can too. Call University Termite and Pest Control today at 886-4146 or go to bepestfree.com.
The universal truth of women's shoes. The cuter they are, the more they hurt.
You have to put your best foot forward, and if your best foot is an ugly shoe, oh my goodness.
Lisa Ann thought she had to choose between looking good and feeling good until she got fitted for arch supports at the Good Feet store.
Now I can wear the shoes that I've picked out because I like the way they look, not because they were comfortable.
Good Feet relieved her pain and her fashion dilemma. Stop by or schedule your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
Come to the Good Feet store in Tucson at 4811 East Grant Road.
Westwood One is the only place for exclusive audio coverage of every NFL postseason game. Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join us throughout the month of January and into February as we bring you Super Wildcard Weekend, the Divisional Round, Championship Sunday, and of course Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. All 13 NFL playoff games are on Westwood One. If it's the NFL playoffs, it's right here.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We are the sports station that Tucson turns to for all the latest news when it comes to Arizona men's basketball, along with all the play-by-play action. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Why does 1290 run this town?
It's simple. 1290 is the only radio station that brings you the Jed Fish and Tommy Lloyd radio shows. Scoreboard 1290.
This is the home of the Wildcats.
This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
I thought learning a language would be too much work, but Babbel makes learning fun. J'aime Babel.
Babbel's lessons only take 10 or 15 minutes, and soon you turn and realize, hey, I'm starting to speak another language. How'd that happen?
Babbel isn't robots talking. You learn words and phrases from real native speakers. I was ready for real-life conversations in just a few weeks. So easy.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Live from the CNWT.
From from the what?
Central Northwest Tucson, duh.
It's DK on the Sports Tip with your host, David Kelly.
Radio. Just when I thought I was out, they drug me back in.
Featuring J.W. Madden.
Don't tell me about flip-flops, man. I'm a native.
And Cricket getting you home with traffic and weather.
Camp on Melt Lemon, not in the left lane on the freeway.
Here we go! And now, a man who has not one, but 3 first names, David Scott Kelly.
Final half hour of the program today as we're taking you at 5:30 at Dia Barnes radio show at the Sands Club. We are also awaiting the arrival of Tommy Lloyd over at McHale Center for his weekly press conference. So let's go to the lines real quick and talk to Glenn Howe, who is calling in from maybe the signal in Cancun. Oh, I still see him there, though, so maybe we'll get the signal from Cancun, where Glenn is vacationing. Glenn, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just perfectly.
Hey, Glenn.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Glenn, real quick, because Tommy Lloyd, I understand, is headed to the podium at McHale Center. We want to hear his thoughts. Real quick, your thoughts on the decision of the coaching carousel that took place over the weekend.
Well, glad to have Brett back. Brett here at University of Arizona. I think he should have been our first hire before Fish. But, we got Fish, and then he slithered out of here. And then it was just a bad thing, bad taste in everybody's mouth, how way he left and how he promised everything. I think Brennan's going to be a stand-up guy. And, you got to understand that he's been at just 2 places in the last 13 years. So I think he's a guy that he would stay here forever. He just has to continue to win. We got to support this guy, and we got to sell tickets in the stadium. That's what we got to do. So let's support him. Let's get him. We're all in. Everybody's in. All the alumni's in. We love having him here. If he's bringing Dwayne back, it'd be great. Just getting some guys, getting Cummings too, if he can, because Cummings played for him. So if we can get those guys back and then retain a bunch of guys, get Noah and T-Mac back, would be great.
Yeah, Kevin Cummings, the wide receiver coach, played at Oregon State when Brent was a wide receivers coach there. So there's some history between those two, and Kevin, a popular guy on campus with that offense, if you can kind of hold that together, because it appears that pretty much everyone else on the offensive side has flown the coop to Seattle to stay with Jed Fish, which you would have liked to maybe seen some of those guys stick around, but not going to be the case. Hey, Glenn, I want to check back in maybe with you are you back? Are you still on the island tomorrow?
Yes, I'll call in tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Go ahead
Absolutely.
and get All right, thanks a lot. Bear down, guys.
All right, that's Glenn Howe on his vacation in Cancun with a few thoughts on the hiring of Brent Brennan as the head coach of Arizona football. Let's go over to McHale Center and hear from the head men's basketball coach, Tommy Lloyd.
Thoughts on the football situation? No, I mean, listen, first off, we want to welcome a new coach. I've heard nothing but great things, and, I'm sure I'll either get to meet him today or tomorrow. I heard he's a great guy and will be a great fit here. That being said, I'm happy for Jed. I think Jed, made the decision he felt like he needed to make for him and his family, and he has the freedom to do that. And he and I were good friends, and we shared a lot of time together on the pickleball court, and our wives became good friends. So we're sad to see him go, but we're happy for them, and we're looking forward to the next chapter. And that being said, we love living in Tucson, so anything University of Arizona, we're going to fully support.
Kishad mentioned an energy level difference in practice the last couple of days. Have you seen similar things?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we hey, the crazy thing, guys, listen, we lost at Pullman, and life goes on. Our season is not going to be defined by this. We don't want it to turn a molehill into a mountain. That they played good. They made a few more plays down the stretch than we did. We didn't play well enough early in the game. We've got to play better on the road. I mean, those are obvious things to say. But we practiced good last week. We just didn't play good. And, obviously, you judge your practices ultimately by your performance in games. So we got to get better. And today, this week we practiced good. We don't have our heads down. We're looking forward to the opportunity to play a talented SC team tomorrow night.
You were able to get your normal routine, and I'm wondering too, with that extra day in Poland, did that maybe help in a way, or that you guys hung out together?
Listen. I like how you're looking at things, Bruce. Putting that positive spin on it. Yeah. Hey, you know what? It's our responsibility to make it a good thing. Ultimately, it is. It is what it is. We can't control, the mechanics of airplanes. We can't, and we can't control cold weather. And both of those things happened. And the one thing we could have controlled better was our effort on the court. And so that's where I'm putting my focus. We all got an extra 24 hours in the Courtyard Marriott in Pullman, and we enjoyed our time together.
The missed shots at the rim in that game, how do you control that, or is that a luck of the draw thing?
No, it's not a luck of the draw. That's something you have control on, and we have control. The officials have control. All those things play together. But at the end of the day, you can't rely on officials. This is my experience. Plays around the rim, are tough for them to call for whatever reason. And so some of them are missed, and some of them aren't missed. It's a thing. But so ultimately, I'm not making one thing about that game. We've just got to do a better job finishing. That's what it comes down to. And when we've played well, I know this. When we play well, we have no concern or issues with how the game's being refereed. So play well. That's the best thing that we can do. So of course, and finishing is something we take pride on, and we spend time working on it. We didn't finish that day. And, it's happened to us a couple other times this year. So, we got to keep the pedal to the metal.
From what you've seen looking at USC, why do you think, other than the injuries, that they've been struggling?
Well, that's not my job to say why or they've been struggling. I have no idea. I just know this. Andy's a good coach. He's had a lot of success there. I don't know what's going on in their program on a day-to-day basis. I don't know what's going on injury-wise. So, all I know is I watched them play a first half at Stanford and a first half at Colorado, and they look really good and they look talented. So that's the team that we're preparing to play. But speculating any further than that, that's not my territory to do.
You mentioned after the WSU game, everything was on the table, maybe changing. Could you start Jaden or do something else with your rotation, anything like that you're thinking about?
Two things, Bruce. For one, I haven't made any final decisions, and two, I wouldn't tell you. We're going to figure that. We'll figure it out tomorrow. Like everything we're going to do. So, but no drastic changes need to be made. We just need to play a little bit better. That's it.
Did anything strike you when you went back and looked at the video, even more or less maybe about things that were?
Nothing crazy. There's some missed opportunities at the rim. There's a few missed defensive assignments here and there, and then there were some good things as well. So. Nothing out of the ordinary, and all in all, we just got to play a little bit better. But hey, at some point you tip your cap to your competitor, and they got the better of us that day, and they try really hard and they work really hard and they got a lot of pride, and things like that are going to happen. This is a competitive job, and the number one thing I've learned: don't ever assume anything. Don't ever take anything for granted, because it's all hard.
Kobe Johnson's been playing well as a race, and what have you made of his play?
He's talented. He's talented. He's definitely, he was somebody last year that kind of, I think, stuck out to everybody. You saw some ability there, and he had some, impactful games. Right now, he's definitely being more assertive, and he's being more aggressive. Looking for his own offense, and he's got good DNA. He's got good genetics, and he looks like he's got a lot of confidence. So he's definitely, kind of risen his level of his game.
When you look at those first halves that you watched of USC, what stands out about how they play in terms of what makes them successful on the court?
Well, they're aggressive. They move the ball. They have good length, throughout the floor. So they have good high level rim protection, and they do a good job contesting shots. And then offensively, they had some shot makers. They have some guys, that can kind of create their own shot, or if they get you chasing, they can make an extra pass or two, and they can bang in threes. To me, they just look talented. And if you make a mistake on your ball screen coverage and they get downhill, they can play over the top of you, and those bigs can catch lobs.
What do you expect Morgan and Ellis to play? Have you guys heard anything? Or
I mean, I yeah, for sure. I mean, I expect them to play. We've prepped like they're going to play, and you know, for them, I hope they play because you don't like to see kids injured, you know, and I don't know. I don't have any further information than that.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, well, I was wondering just, Keyshaw was talking about he was reading the Bible. I think you said on the radio show last night, guys were playing a Russian card game or something. What did you end up doing that day?
Probably licked my wounds, you know, and just try to figure out coaching. Like, you know, the one thing I've learned about being a head coach, you know, a day after that, no one wants to be around you. So, you know, just kind of, you know, I'm joking, of course. You know, obviously, you know, spend some time with the staff. You know, we had some boosters there, hung out with them, and, you know, just kind of, you know, try to put the pieces back together.
Talked a lot about Kylan being 18 and growing as a basketball player and whatnot, but how do you talk to him in terms of keeping his head up through a rough game and making him realize there's other opportunities out there?
Well, hang with it. I mean, that's it. Hang with it. I mean, you're I don't know how many people's careers have been defined by one game, you know, when they were 18 years old. So just hang with it. You're going to get better, you know, and you know, let's dissect some things and figure out if there's anything to this or not. And sometimes it's just a matter of taking a step back and just focus on playing with great effort and kind of letting the chips fall. And, you know, maybe he's just got to do that a little bit. So, you know, overall, I mean, Kylan's had, you know, he's had some real highs this year, way more highs than lows. He's just had a few lows. And, you know, I'm not making a lot out of him, you know, because I also watch a guy that practices pretty well, you know, as well. And, you know, on that same token, I'm really happy with the contributions Jaden's making. And, you know, and hopefully we could continue to see him grow, because the one thing I know is this is, you know, he plays, and when he plays well, our team plays well. So, you know, I want to keep hanging with that too.
You mentioned ball screen defense there. I was just curious, you know, I know you love talking about that with us, but like, do you feel like that a lot of this effort, you know, pushing through that, or do you feel like there's, you know, there's some adjustments there you're looking to make with it, or?
Well, it's always a combination, Bruce, of those two things. You know, I think the number one thing you ought to start with is effort. You know, and sometimes you need to take a step back and focus on doing the thing you're supposed to do better and harder. That's number one. And then number two is, are there adjustments we need to make? You know, anything that would help us, you know, gain advantages in other areas. So you look at a combination of the two things, effort and adjustments.
Anything else? All set? All right. Thanks, Coach.
Right. When's your guys' football press conference?
Tomorrow at noon.
Tomorrow at noon.
For a pickleball partner?
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, hey, you know, I haven't got a scouting report yet, so if you can get me one, just let me know. You know, but I haven't played in a while either. This job's got me too busy.
That is the head coach of your Arizona men's basketball team, and you got a little breaking news there as well towards the end. The press conference, which I don't think I had been informed of that yet in anything, but the press conference to announce the new football coach is going to be at noon tomorrow. Noon tomorrow for the new football coach, Brent Brennan. So be with us here. We will carry that live for you. We'll have that live for you right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. All right, we have one more segment to go. We're going to break in here, close things out ahead of the Adia Barnes Show. This is Wildcats Radio 1290, DK on the Sports Tip. You can make the decision right now to get lasting relief from that awful joint pain for 2024. Don't go another year compromising because of that pain in your knees or your shoulder. Call QC Kinetics now. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative surgical pain relief. Your body has what it needs to restore and repair that damaged joint tissue, and QC Kinetics can make it happen. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime. The future of pain treatment has arrived, and QC has tens of thousands of satisfied patients all over America. People with back pain, hip pain, any pain associated with arthritis or an injury. This is not a Band-Aid, people. This is a revolutionary treatment that you can get, and it can get you moving again. It can give you your life back. And listen, it's non-surgical. If this is the year you decide to fight back against the pain that has taken you down, take the first step. Call QC Kinetics. Get a free consultation on your calendar today. There are 2 locations here in Southern Arizona. One of them is off of Academy. The other is off of Orange Grove. Call QC Kinetics now, 520-497-4955. That's 520-497-4955. QC Kinetics, 520-497-4955.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Got some slowing on the westbound side of I-10 approaching 22nd Street. Also some backups for northbound I-19 approaching the I-10 junction due to a crash that occurred westbound I-10 near 22nd Street that's mostly off on the side of the road. Other crashes reported at Palo Verde and Ajo Way, Broadway west of Country Club, and also Oracle and Wetmore. 43 the low with clear skies, 72 and sunny tomorrow, and a 66 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need for the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
DK on the Sports Tip, 3 to 6 weekdays.
Now, is that league where they got the keg at second base and you got to chug a beer before you get to third? Is that how that works?
J-Dub, that would have been a better league for me.
Oh, okay.
Don't miss out on all the fun.
The American Red Cross is facing an emergency blood shortage as the nation's blood supply has dropped to critically low levels. Blood and platelet donations are needed now for people counting on life-saving care after accidents, surgeries, and those facing critical treatments for cancer and sickle cell disease. You can take action today. Make an appointment to give blood. To book a time, use the Red Cross Blood Donor app. Visit redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your appointment.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Anjali.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just got an alert for a strange charge on my card.
No problem. We make sure you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card. Let's see. Did you purchase something from a t-shirt cannon store yesterday?
Absolutely not. No, I already have like 3.
$0 fraud liability guarantee. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard. Limitations apply.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Tucson area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Paid for by Cordell & Cordell.
Hey, Eugene, what's with the giant pile of scratcher tickets?
Just my next greatest idea ever.
Playing the lottery?
That's right, Doug. With all my winnings, I can enroll in the UberTube car repair classes and finally fix your car right. No more disasters, Doug. Your luck is about to change.
Well, then keep on scratching, Eugene.
Good luck, Eugene. But if you need a sure thing in automotive repair or for your next set of tires, check out Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care.
You know, we've guaranteed our tires in every auto repair since 1960.
With more than 35 Top Shop awards and our Partners Network 3-year nationwide warranty, you can count on Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care.
And check out this month's special savings.
Pay with your Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care card and get $66 back. And check out the full page of promotions, discounts, and coupons at jackfurriers.com.
So call ahead, make an appointment online, or just stop by any of our 14 area locations.
Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
Well, it's the first part of a new year, and some people are coming up with some pretty interesting New Year's resolutions.
I'm taking karate classes.
Hey, wait just a minute.
Let's get something really stupid tattooed on our butt.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why not make your New Year's resolution to always save up to 40% on your favorite tobacco products at Tobacco Barn? You'll not only save up to 40%, but there's also no city or state sales tax at Tobacco Barn because they're on the reservation.
I'm getting married to the first girl I meet. Hey there, sweetheart.
And you can save up to another $3 with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Let's try parachuting. Geronimo!
So save up to 40%, save with no city or state sales tax, and save up to another $3 with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com. But maybe skip the skydiving. Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Listen to the home of the Wildcats wherever you are on your iPhone and iPad by downloading our new app in the App Store so you can tune in wherever you are 24 hours a day. The home of the Wildcats is everywhere. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. DK on the Sports Tip on Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Final part of the program here as we lead you into Arizona women's basketball at the bottom of the hour. At the Adia Barnes show, we heard from Tommy Lloyd there from his press conference at McHale Center. Any surprise, as we didn't think there would be? Isaac Jones was your Pac-12 Player of the Week announced today. He averaged 25 points and 12 rebounds and helping Washington State sweep Arizona and USC last weekend. And the Freshman of the Week, and none other than Washington State's Miles Rice. He averaged 15 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals in those same 2 games last week. It was a good week for Wazzu to sweep the Pac-12 awards. Hey, folks, this Friday we've got a sweet deal for you from Cochise Country Music Festival at Forever Ranch. It's in Benson. It runs this weekend, this is not this week. Actually, the music festival is in March. The sweet deal, though, is this week. You can get a 3-day General Admission Festival pass for just $99.50. Originally, this pass was $199. This sweet deal will go on sale Friday at 8:30 a.m. over at WildcatsRadio1290.com. That's our website. Cochise Country Music Festival in Benson, March 15th through the 17th, features Shenandoah, Black Hawk, Eddie Montgomery, Casey Donahue, Neil McCoy, Colin Ray, George Burge, and more. For more information, go to the website, CochesCountryFest.com. Again, a sweet deal, 8:30 on Friday, a 3-day festival pass, originally priced at $199. You can get it for $99.50 to attend the Cochise Country Festival. Let's talk to our guy, Doug. Doug, you're on Wildcats Radio 1290, DK on the Sports Tip.
Hey, thanks, David. And I just want to say thanks for all the great content today. I mean, first weekday after the holiday, after a huge weekend of U of A sporting news. So, you know, having Ortiz Jenkins on there and Kelvin Ifan and Lamont Hunley and Glenn Howell, I'm a little old school, I guess. I've kind of dipped my toes in social media, but I love radio, and I hope other people out there do too, because you guys really keep us connected to what's going on. I just want to say I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so, and I know I'll keep it quick because you've got a dia coming up. But so just looking backwards first, just to kind of see if I can close the books on the Fish thing, you know, and I think some of your guests talked about this, but it's not so much that he left, because we kind of knew that he was a journeyman, and he was going to be looking to climb ladders and stuff. But it was all about the lying, and it was just making the public statements on Jim Rome, on Colin Cowherd, and elsewhere, just saying like, oh, I wouldn't put my family through another move. We love it here. Can't wait to recruit Texas. Can't wait to compete for the Big 12. Can't wait to, bring Arizona to its first college football playoffs. And then just the suddenness of it. That's what bothered people. If he just gave the answer that Dalton Johnson gave the other day, which was, you know what, I'm going to weigh my options, keep my options open. I'm not committing to one way or the other. And then he goes, that's fine, but it's just people don't like to be deceived. And that was the gut punch, I think. But it's also just because in our history as Arizona football fans, we've had one extremely exciting offseason, and that was going from 98 into 99. And then, of course, we scheduled a game at Penn State, and that all kind of came crashing down. But then this was going to be our second really exciting offseason where we're like, it was all on the table now. We've reached a new plateau. And so then that sense that maybe it's not going to happen was also crushing. But everyone's starting next season 0-0, and so there's nothing to say that we can't still accomplish those goals. So I hope that guys are going to stick with the program. That's staff, that's players, that's definitely fans. And the thing with Fish, I'm not. If I'm Washington, I'm not 100% confident that he's going to take us anywhere we want to go. I mean, they have nowhere to go but down, right? They just played for the national championship, and although Arizona fans, we liked to talk a lot this last season about how close we were to being, 12-1,
right,
instead of 10-3. we also could have easily lost the game at Stanford, at Colorado, and the Oklahoma game. So, I mean, he could have gone 7-5, and he wouldn't be a $54.5 million man today. So it goes both ways. That's all I'm saying. It goes both ways. And so Washington, we'll see. I guess we'll just have to see. But go. Well, did you want to say anything on that?
No, Doug. Yeah, we gotta get out of here. But I appreciate you checking in with us as always. The one thing that I will just say is that obviously, in turn, I didn't hear what he said on Colin Cowherd. I did hear the Jim Rome interview, and what I've said before is that there was no job when he said what he said on Jim Rome. There were no jobs out there at that particular time. It was after that is when the carousel started with Nick Saban retiring and then everything kind of going into place. So I think at the time he said what he said on Jim Rome is kind of probably how he felt, and then a job became available, and things change when jobs become available. Thanks to everybody that was a part of this show. Thanks to our guy, our girl Cricket, and our guy J-Dub, and all of our guys, Ortiz Jenkins, Calvin Ifan, Lamont Hunley. Thanks to you for listening. Coming up, Adia Barnes next here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Today on Hey Culligan's Smart Home, Smarter Water Softener, here's Kevin.
Hey Culligan, can a smart water softener lift those heavy salt bags for me?
Kevin, it can.
Wait, it can?
Yup, the Smart High...